full of loneliness and misery and suffering and unhappiness, and it's all over much too quickly. The question is, have I learned anything about life?
Whoops. Okay. That was an accident. This is why we need to go ahead and have the soundboard completed, which, for anyone out there, we started the project. It's just still under development. But yeah, we are now live here at Essence of Zen After Dark. I'm your host, Zen Okami from Essence of Zen, and of course, co-host, the amazing, the none other, the Lord of all things Dark Sith and the IT department, Louis, that Mexican with a K, Sandoval.
Howdy, y'all. It's gonna be a fun one tonight.
Oh yes, because everyone probably knows we're gonna take a bite out of a few companies, that including Apple, since they've had one of their keynote, or I don't even know what they call the event.
We're gonna take a bite out of the apple.
Oh, we're so cliche with our puns today. I mean, it's true though, but yeah.
What other company that we're talking? Sorry, cut you off a bit.
Just Sony, Nintendo, maybe a few others if we get the chance. Possibly a little bit of Hello Games, the creators of No Man's Sky. But I do want to start off with the Apple event because, you know, why not Apple? So, did you even watch the event, like when it went on?
I did not. Things were blowing up at work, and I was like, I wanted to, but I just saw all the posts afterwards and all the new stuff from articles and whatnot, and little snippets every now and then.
Yeah, I watched about the first 30 or so minutes live, and then I had to hop in the car and drive to campus for class. But I gotta tell you too, okay, a lot of people may know I'm not the biggest Apple fan. I don't like I'm not in denial behind the fact that they actually do have decent hardware to software unity in terms of their platform, but things like overpriced hardware, selling a product based on the name, can't sit behind that, and of course the ever super closed off garden that is Apple. I personally just cannot live in that environment or operate in that environment. But Louis,
yes,
in the event, they had one of the portions where they talked about their new collaborative development platform for doing documents and slideshows with friends and coworkers, and I'm like, okay, so they finally made their own version of Google Drive. Okay, please continue.
Yep.
And, what? And, okay, of course, a company. if any company makes a platform of their own like that, I mean, kudos, all power to you. I get it. Everyone should have one. Microsoft has their own, but you know they didn't go across trying to make it seem like something super special. But what really tickled my fancies, Lewis, was when the lady was doing the presentation. She literally said, "No, watch as we add a photo in real time." Yeah, okay, it's a okay. Oh, and of course, you know, you got the. I don't know,
Yeah.
dude.
I mean, Dropbox has their own thing too. Like, actually, Dropbox got their, what is it? I think it's still in beta, but they have something similar. Dropbox Paper, I think it was. You
Yeah.
have a little invert for that. Yeah, they came out with that. I was like, oh, that's cool. It's like a Google Drive. And like, just shrug. It's like not a big deal. Like, and then like you said, OneNote, or yeah, Microsoft's OneNote, I think it's called, right? No,
Uh,
that's just for notes.
yeah. I mean, I forget exactly what it is. It's essentially anything connected to the OneDrive. So even if you have a normal Microsoft Docs file or Excel file, if you have it public through the drive or OneDrive, and you give someone access to it, you all can work on it online collaboratively. You know.
Yeah, I was like, that's cool. That's cool, Apple. What else you got? Basically, like I saw that, I was like, all right.
And then they came out, of course, with the watch with their. So when they first announced their watch, the Apple Watch, they were like, "Oh, Series 2," and I'm like, "Okay, so they're calling the next version of the Apple Watch Series 2 because it's the second in the series." I'm like, "Okay, awesome," but then they're like, "But that's not all. We're also having Series 1," and I'm just like, "Isn't Series 1 the first Apple Watch?" Nope. It's just a cheaper version of Series 2.
That's weird, and that kind of goes like against like how they usually like name things. Why couldn't they have gone like with Apple Watch 2S or something like they do with their phones?
Exactly.
Like, you know, like follow something that the people right now.
Oh, and
Just a little strange.
yeah, and of course, as you know, you and me, we talked about this previously, off live podcasting, etc. And you know, we're personally not big fans of smartwatches. You know, I do have a smart dumb watch, which was like $20, and I love it because it's $20. Um, but I just can't fathom the innovativeness or I can't even use the word innovative anymore. But
Yeah, like what is it? Android or iOS? I just can't. It's just for me, smartwatches. Yeah, I think the highest I'd ever go is like a Pebble.
right.
That's more of a notification mirroring kind of thing.
Like, and I'm like, it bothers me because so when I see, like, one thing that I do want to at least applaud Apple with is one of their additions to the Series 2 for their Series 2 Apple Watch is the emergency button call thing, where it's kind of like you know those commercial where about for like old people where they have the life alert.
Help! I've fallen. I can't get up.
I should be laughing. Stop that.
Okay.
But yeah, they have a similar feature to their Apple Watch now, where you can, I think, press the crown and hold it for like 3 or 4 or 5 seconds or something, and it'll call the emergency numbers for help. And I'm like, that's cool. They have something like that built into your device. Awesome. And again, another thing to apply, they didn't stay on that for too long because while it is a great feature to have, it's nothing super duper special. So they're like, hey, you get in trouble, you can do this quick and easily without having to, you know, like if you have a gash on your leg, you don't got to move and cause more of yourself to bleed out. I'm just giving horrific imageries.
I was just thinking of, you know, someone following you home while you're walking home, you know.
That too, yeah, that's actually a better idea.
Wait. I got a question though.
Yeah.
I mean, well, this is pretty cool and all. So wait, you hold down the crown and it calls the emergency contact. Won't your phone be in your pocket most likely, or in your purse? Like, you just have to fetch it out. I mean, I guess you don't have to like dial the number, unlock it, and do all that extra stuff.
Yeah, I think it's.
I mean, it's still pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's mainly for, let's say you're driving your car and you have your watch on and you get into an accident. instead of having to, after being dazed and confused looking for your phone or anything, you can just, pull up your arm and then do whatever it is to summon the emergency thing. But you do it and it calls 911 or whatever. And I'm like, basically saying I like the notion of bringing emergency contacts in terms of paramedics, 911, police officers at a quick, discreet method. So like, if you're in the bank and someone robs it and they're like, all phones down, just press the button on my watch or whatever. Cool.
Yeah.
Again,
I just thought of a situation that'd be really crappy. Like you holding down the little like crown to like call someone, and like after a car crash, you're limping out of your your car, and then you realize that your phone's still connected to Bluetooth, and like the audio's coming out of the car that's on fire or whatever. So you have to keep on limping further, so your phone can disconnect. I don't know why I just thought about that. I found an edge case.
That
Very so
great
cool.
skit. Yeah. I'm just trying to give Apple something to be somewhat proud of, because what came next, Lewis, was an abomination.
Hey, sorry. What did you say?
What came next was an abomination.
Oh.
Coming on the
What came
stage
next?
and saying, "Now we have the iPhone 7 and 7 Plus." And you may be wondering, why did Apple remove the headphone jack? Well, we have your answer. Courage.
Yeah.
I don't know, Lewis. Like,
No. You just want to make the phone thinner.
oh yeah, like I want to be invited to these events just so I can be that one guy in the audience who just screams bullshit.
I'm pretty sure you have to have like an Apple device to even enter the building.
You know what? Buying an Apple device for that opportunity alone may be worth it.
Along with registering with Touch ID and all that at the event.
Register your soul so Apple can track you as you enter the building. But in all honesty, dude, like I expected when they said courage, I was waiting for someone in the audience to be like, what did you say, courage? Or but no, people still clapped. I mean, to be fair, like half of the audience was kind of like, wait, what? I mean, some didn't clap, some clapped slowly in a confused daze, and some other was just like, woo, Apple, yay. And I don't know. Part of me died.
Like, here's my thing on it. Like, why? Like, what's the point of removing the headphone jack? If I wanted like fancy audio, couldn't I have just bought like lightning bolt headphones to begin with?
Exactly.
Or better yet, if that's what Apple is trying to push people towards, couldn't they just start like selling or bundling like the iPhone 7 or iPhone 8 along with like lightning like headphones to begin with, and then like maybe the next generation after that like remove it to at least like get the trend going, get more people on that roll,
Exactly. I mean, they try.
Like, why do they have to like do such an extreme move?
they try a little bit to do like this halfway cop out to this halfway pleasing everybody, because again they removed the headphone jack, they included the earpods that are lightning, but then they're like, a lot of people are still going to want to use their headphones, whatever they may currently already have, so they basically allowed the device to ship with a lightning to 3.5 millimeter jack adapter. And again, that still bugs on my even one. Okay, cool. Good on you for including an adapter that people would really want. But secondly, you're still kind of copping out, because what you're saying is we want to remove the headphone jack, but we want to also allow you to keep using your normal headphones that use the normal headphone jack. So it's like, what do you want?
True.
What do you want? What is it? Which? Huh?
Which one is it? Yeah. It's like, then why remove it in the first place? Why not just like start bundling, the lightning bolt thing,
Exactly.
Whatever.
And,
Like you mentioned earlier, like they're just reducing the size of the battery, doing this, doing that.
right. Oh, and to go off kind of on a quote that I quoted myself, because on my social media I had one really big issue with the idea of like this whole we want to be super thin and innovative, and this isn't even with just Apple. And I quote myself: if you're trying to quote unquote innovate, and this is targeting all OEMs, not just Apple, when it comes to thinness, then innovate the tech for the camera in your devices as well. I don't care how thin your phone is. If it has a hump, it has a hump. It's not just thin. It's not only thin in certain areas. Or do even more than
Well-
that. Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say with the what is it, the 7S or whatever, or
Mhm.
the 7 Plus. Sorry, they did include the dual camera.
Yeah.
That was pretty neat.
Which is cool, but again, when I say innovate like the camera, I mean make awesome camera lenses for the mobile devices, but also make them thinner. Like if you're going for thinness, make everything thinner, not just parts of your phone thinner. Or as I was
Pretty
saying,
body.
exactly. Or if you're doing more, make the battery stronger while you also make it thinner. Like make a battery size in terms of its juice output more while also being thin. Because if you're trying to make your phone thinner to be innovative, but you're not making the battery stronger, all you're doing is cutting corners. You're cutting the size of your battery and the uptime your phone lasts just to make it thinner. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, what about the Nexus 6P and the hump on that? Yeah, but also think about what the 6P was trying to do. Nothing in the 6P marketing says, "Ooh, we're super thin." Yeah, it has a hump. That hump sucks, but it's not trying to say we're innovative being thin, trying to get rid of thickness, and we just happen to have this hump. It's in all honesty, it's a part of the design, and I'd be cool with any device that has a hump if it did not say we're trying to be thinner. Oh, God.
Yeah, like I mentioned, they're gonna have to start getting like what is it, flatter? Well, not flatter, but wider to add more components on.
Oh, I don't know, Lewis. I don't know. We have phones getting rid of 3.5 millimeter headphone jacks, and we have other phones which are blowing up in your ass pocket, and then we have other phones which I don't know. I just want to say ass pocket.
Oh man, like just that reminds you, like the Galaxy Note 5 just can't get any break, man. I think I saw a report like of some guy in Florida whose car got wrecked, basically his Jeep,
Yeah.
because the did you see that? It
Yeah.
was like on Lifehacker or TechCrunch, I forget where. I was like, so I would be suing what is it? Samsung right there. Like your note just catches fire and like then sets fire to your car.
Exactly. And for anyone who may
Uh.
not know, the reason why the Samsung Galaxy Note 7 is exploding in certain people's persons is basically about, I forget the proper percentage, but a very small portion of the products that were basically made from other third parties. Because when you think about high volume manufacturing, all the phones are not made in the same place per se, and not all the parts are made from the same place. So a portion of the batteries were made by us, like different companies, and one of those companies basically made faulty batteries. So a small percent of the Note 7s are blowing up because of the faulty batteries when they become overheated via charging or in use. And this is no way trying to defend Samsung, because if your phone is exploding, even if it's like in the 2%, you done goofed. And it's mainly the problem stems from mainly with like the whole market and like tech outcry from the tech community. The Jace from Android Authority summed it up best when he stated, the main issue is that this is happening literally 1 to 2 weeks after the product launched, which means Samsung did not properly do their launch testing before going completely global. Because everyone knows that there are going to be phones that explode. I mean, Apple has it, Sony has it, Google has them. Phones explode because nothing is perfect.
Apple
Everything
hasn't.
is actually no Apple.
At least they got that right.
Well, yeah, their new phones haven't just yet. But I remember like a few years ago, like the iPhone 5 or something, a few were exploding. Because phones do that. And then people misuse them and mistreat phones. So, they put faulty battery, like third-party batteries to replace their previous batteries into their phone, then put the phone under a pillow. I'm just like, no, don't do that. But again, so no defending Samsung for their mistakes here, but I will also commend Samsung for taking the bullet and doing a complete worldwide en masse recall. And it's going to cost them over $1 billion, which isn't too big for Samsung, but still, $1 billion is $1 billion, man. I mean, geez.
Yeah.
But yeah, and again, only a fraction of their total amount of phones sold are having these faulty batteries, and they're doing a complete global recall just to be safe. So kudos for that, but damn it, I condemn you for the screw up. Always properly test your stuff. Test it.
Yeah. Good old lithium ion. Sounds more battery life from past technologies, but yeah. Get a little bit of wet. What was it? I think it also exposes to oxygen if it's not completely sealed or something. And like,
yeah, I know the guy over who runs the YouTube channel Cars and Water, which he basically does red hot nickel ball versus other objects. He utilized his hand built what's the I forgot the proper term for it. It's basically it uses chemical reaction. Huh? What was it?
I said railgun. Yeah.
Oh no, not a railgun. It's the video that I sent you a while ago with the dude basically use negative charge plates and positive charge plates with neutral
hydrolysis.
plates.
No, not hydrolysis. Is it hydrolysis?
I can't remember. But he used that plus water or distilled water and was it not ammonia? It was something else though. To create a chemical reaction that caused like a blowtorch. Blowtorches, yeah. So it was a hand-built chemical reacted blowtorch, and he uses his blowtorch on a battery that he breaks down to like the actual lithium material. And I was like, this dude is just so freaking cool. Don't try this at home, folks. Just don't.
Yeah, I think it's hydrolysis.
But yeah, and this overall, just a lot of companies are just, I don't know, they're getting on my nerves lately, dude. They're just, I mean, to be a little vulgar, just a tad bit vulgar. They're being some bitches. Excuse my language out there. And if anyone's new, a bitch does not technically mean like a woman or anything. Anyone can be a bitch. Anybody. Anyone, anything. It's not just toys, so don't take it the wrong way. If you're offended by it, I apologize for it, but I'm not gonna take back what I said. Anyway,
It could be a female doggy.
Yeah, that's by like literal definition. Yeah, but like, cause like Nintendo, who has already been having their ups and downs in the tech world, because so you heard what happened with Pokemon Go, right?
I have not kept up with that game. What happened?
Well, it's from a while ago, and I think we might have covered this in a previous podcast. I'm not 100% sure, but about the Nintendo stocks being like shot up, and everyone's like, "Oh, buy," and then Nintendo's just like, "We don't actually own a lot of Pokemon Go," so they just stock just plummeted right after.
It's like, oh,
yeah. And not just that, they've also recently been in the spotlight for, again, massively flagging any content on YouTube that uses anything related to Nintendo's properties. And they also did a mass shutdown for any fan-made games that utilizes anything related to Nintendo.
Who, Nintendo themselves?
Yeah.
Doing that?
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, I totally stand behind the notion that They are perfectly within their rights to demand that any Nintendo fan-based project be can be brought down for the sake of their investors or their whatever business talk. But that being said, they're also being a massive dick in the process.
Yeah. Don't they have that like mini Nintendo 64 coming out like in Christmas or something?
Yeah. A matter of fact, yeah. Go ahead.
It just feels like Nintendo's like kind of like grasping for whatever they can. Because it doesn't look like the the Wii U really got much traffic.
Dude, not at all. The Wii U failed not only for its lack of third-party games or good games in general, but it also was like a product failure in terms of marketing, because the average consumer or like families thought the Wii U was an extension to the Wii, so they thought if they had a Wii, they didn't need the Wii U. They didn't know it was actually brand new updated system, and it just caused a lot of problems. But in terms of their mini NES, which we have a blog post over at blog.essencedesign.org if you want to read about it. I got contacted by a friend of mine recently saying he really wants one and he's gonna buy it when it comes out, and I told him, because it's not expensive, I actually may buy it, do an unboxing, do a review of it, and then do a giveaway for it just because. But I don't know when that's actually coming out per se, but I mean, yeah, everything is nostalgic with Nintendo right now. That's what is keeping them alive.
Yeah.
And we're further seeing that with them announcing Mario is coming to mobile platforming via the iPhone and later on Android as well. But with the Super Mario Bros. Run, which looks completely stupid if you ask me.
Yeah, it's basically like Flappy Bird kind of game, just like a side scroller, like tap to jump kind of game.
But see,
looks like it'll be a premium kind of game.
Yeah, well, they say it's going to cost to buy it right off the bat. So it's been kind of confusing, because at first they say it will cost money to play, but one time buy. Then they say you gotta buy it, and it's gonna have in-app purchases. But then the other statement after that was, no, you're gonna be able to download it for free, play 1 or 2 levels, and then be asked to buy it to keep playing, and it will have in-app purchases. So I don't know what they're doing. But in terms of the game itself, what bothers me is that I'm noticing, and I'm not 100% sure if I'm correct about this, but when I saw the gameplay footage for it, it looked like Mario automatically jumps over any object in his way. So you see the Goombas, or the Goombas, however you want to pronounce it.
Goomba, yeah.
Yeah. And like as the Mario character runs forward, he's just like parkour vaulting over them. Like, is there no way to lose the game aside from like jumping into oblivion? Do you not get hit by the Goombas?
Who knows? It'll eventually come out for Android as well, so
yeah.
I mean,
but
we'll get a chance to try that for ourselves.
Not if it costs more than like $3, I'm not gonna buy it. I don't care, man. Like, I have over $6 saved up via Google Rewards, and I still would not use that to buy a Mario game for more than $3. Like, just no. But to the point of the story, because I got a little off topic there. A lot of people are projecting that the Super Mario Brothers Run, or is it Super Mario Run, is going to basically...
No idea.
Yeah. It's going to be just like Pokemon Go, as in when it launched, everyone's going to buy it. It's going to boost sales crazy. It's going to, if it's going to have in-app purchases, everyone's going to be buying that crap, and this is going to be a massive success. And part of me is like, I hope you do, like, it does well for you tonight. I hope it just brings in a lot of money for you, because, I want to see you succeed. But the other half of me is like, you're not doing anything new.
Yeah, they're just kind of recycling plant right now.
I mean, like, at least instead of launching with Mario, launch it first with Super Luigi Run. Okay, just do something slightly different. Like, I'm gonna have an aneurysm, man.
I don't know. Have they even released like a new Zelda recently?
No, but they
Like on any platform?
well, yeah, actually, I think they have. Well, I think most recently was the 3DS game. The Tri-Link for excuse me, the Triforce, where it's like the red link, the blue link, and the green link, and if you have friends with the 3DS nearby, you can play together. Which also is kind of weird because they limited the game to 3 players when usually it's like 4 at minimum.
Reminds me
But
of the Minish Cap.
yeah, it was inspired. It was like in the weird timeline versions that is Zelda. It takes place like in that similar, like the Link to the Past, the Minish Cap, Spirit Tracks, and the one before that. It takes place in that little virtual mobile universe thing.
Hmm.
But I don't know, dude. I'm just hoping that to know, replenishes itself, do strong, do well, keep it moving. I hope the NX launches well because that has so much writing on it. I don't know, dude.
You're gonna have an aneurysm.
I really when the Apple of the gaming world teams up with the real Apple, it I don't.
I was just expecting more boom. It was kind of just like a little spark. Like, it's just an app. It's just an app game. It's not anything. Whoa.
That's kind of so. And I hate to stay on the topic a little bit longer because I want to move on to Sony because Sony needs to get their posterior torn a new one too. But when they announced Super Mario Run, I was like, okay, what else? And that was it. And I felt disappointed because again, I've been on social media. I written the blog post about it. How Nintendo is just heavy on the nostalgia, and so like, do you know what Star Fox is?
Do a barrel roll.
Exactly. It was one of the greatest, Nintendo games and IPs in the past, especially with like the N64, where the do a barrel roll, and then of course freaking Skippy, Fox, I need your help. Fox, they're on my tail. Fox, get them. Fox, I need your help. Fox, I'm going down. Ah! But they recently tried to relaunch.
I need to extract that and put that in the soundboard once you make it.
We'll do that. We'll do sound bites for like all Nintendo characters like the Sonic. Gotta go fast. But they tried to relaunch Star Fox, and they did like a remaster remake on the 3DS or the new 3DS, whatever you want to call that.
Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah.
It bombed.
Really?
Yes. Like it's everyone liked it when it started out, but then it was like the game didn't really increase or update much. The extra mechanic for like the little bird walker, the fat at, as I call it, because it's like the added but with Fox McCloud ship, was stupid.
Mm-hmm.
They say it felt less it was less intuitive than the original, and it just didn't sell well. Right. Followed by all the crap they keep doing to Samus for Metroid. They haven't been able to make a good Metroid game in like the last decade. So even the nostalgic pool is running out for them. They can't even get their bread and butter right. So when I keep seeing Mario this, Mario that, Mario Maker for the Wii U, Mario Maker for the goddamn 3DS, and as Ichi CJ from the chat states, the tilt controls on the damn Star Fox 3DS game is like, oh, Nintendo. I'm gonna start smoking. I'm gonna just light up a cigarette. I'm just gonna light up a cigarette. So yeah, we're gonna take a quick break. 2 to 3 minutes.
Catch your breath.
Catch my breath. Light up a cigarette.
And then we'll be trying to tear Sony up a new one.
Exactly. So we'll be right back after a word from our sponsors, ourselves. If you're like me, you enjoy losing a bunch of time searching Amazon for various gadgets and gizmos and trinkets and bobs and bits. Well, wouldn't you enjoy an extra $5 towards your Amazon account? Or if you have a mobile phone, either Android or iPhone, you can use our link to log into the Amazon app for the first time and get an extra $5. If you want to support Essence of Zen, I highly recommend you do this. It doesn't hurt. All you have to do is click the link and follow the 2 instructions. If you are eligible for the extra $5, it will be added to your Amazon credits. So give it a shot. You're helping us out and you're also getting an extra $5 in your pockets. In the meantime, feel free to support Essence of Zen by using our link to start a 30-day trial for Kindle Unlimited. That's free access to over 10,000 books and audiobooks for 30 days. Unlimited reading, unlimited listening, any device. When nearing the end of the trial, if you don't want to continue it, be sure to cancel the service renewal via amazon.com/mycd. Thank you. In the And we are back from our long, relaxing vacation. I smoked a cigarette, then got jumped by executives from Nintendo, Apple, and now like Sony's outside my house looking at me with baseball bats saying, "You're next." Which I'm not sure how I understood that because they're speaking in Japanese. Anyways, what did you do for your break, Lewis?
Just said hello to my girlfriend. She just came back, so
Aww.
yeah, I think she went to IHOP.
Nice.
Yeah, so now I'm kind of jealous. So now I kind of have to go eat IHOP alone.
But moving towards what we were getting ready to delve into, and I feel bad because I just calmed down. I just became calm. But no, these motherfreakers Sony,
What do they do?
So
Zay, tell us.
before we even jump on the board with the whole PS4 Pro shenanigans, because I got something to say about that PS4 Pro, man. They've so there's a company called Bethesda, who you all may know as the great and powerful developers behind Skyrim, Fallout. I think they developed, if not produced, what is that game? Dishonored, Wolfenstein. Just, great developers all around. People may also know that they're the foundation, the growing spark that basically pushed PC game modding to the forefront with Skyrim, Oblivion, Morrowind, Fallout 3, New Vegas, and 4. Just the modding community exploded with those games specifically. So they said, hey, we want to bring mods to consoles because console, players, those peasants, deserve mods as well. Didn't really mean that. So they was like, yeah, we're going to bring our console family into the modding universe, which the PC community was kind of iffy about at first because of the laws and the rules Bethesda was putting out, and then we realized, oh no, those laws are only if you want your mods on consoles. You can still, go around those rules for just PC moddings, so it was a win-win for everybody. So then eventually, Fallout 4 for Xbox One got mod support. And then they said, hey, we're going to work on mod support for PS4. And then some weeks passed, no mods. Then a few months passed, no mods. And everyone was getting mad at Bethesda saying, what the hell, what's going on? And Bethesda's like, oh, no, we're working on it. But no, it seems like Bethesda has had the final straw. They came out pretty much saying, no, we're tired of it. We're tired of the BS, the bureaucracy. It's Sony's fault. They don't want us to have the mods exceeding certain file sizes, so they won't give us permission to have these mods things. Secondly, they don't want us to give players and modders free reign to make these mods for consoles, so they're trying to add restrictions about what mods can be made, which is completely opposing what modifications stand for. As it's kind of like saying for my techies out there, if a company was like, we're gonna give support for open source software, and then turn around and say, you know what, we're gonna let you do open source, but only if it's not open source.
I mean, yeah, we have every color, just as long as you like red or blue.
Exactly. And Bethesda, they're just tired of it. They're fed up, and they've in a sense of business-like structures, they've taken the first shot at something. They say they're dedicated in still bringing mods to PS4, but they have to wait until the Sony get off their high horse. So we're gonna see what becomes of this. So yeah.
Dude.
They're just I don't know, dude. Like Sony is starting to mess up. They're starting to fumble the gaming community.
Guess we'll have to see what happens.
Exactly.
And to mod or not to mod?
That is the question. Actually, no, that's not the question. You should always mod. You mod it till you break it. But this is like the worst possible time, because what else is going on with Sony and their platform in comparison in terms of competition to that of Microsoft Xbox One, Xbox One S, and their future Xbox One Scorpion, whatever they finalize that project to be. Which, by the way, I kind of hate their naming convention, only because I keep thinking Xbox One S is Xbox One Scorpion just because of the two S's. But they're not. They're separate. But no. Sony announced what the PS4 Pro, or Project Neo, which, again, with the off tangents, they should have just kept it named PS4 Neo or the PS Neo, because one, it sounds cooler, and two, their previous product for the what was it, I almost called it the Oculus Rift, their VR headset, which is
crap, what's it called?
Can you get it? Can you remember?
Nope, I forgot.
Okay, well, it's kind of a two-part thing. So, the product itself is named PlayStation VR, right? but the project name was Project Morpheus.
Oh, there we go. That's what it was called.
Yeah.
I didn't know they changed it. I thought it was just always Morpheus.
Nope. With Sony, they like to have the project names and then have the product, like, actual name be different than the project's name. So it was codename Morpheus, and the PS4 Pro was codename Neo. So a lot of people miss the whole Morpheus and Neo, as in, you know, the Matrix references. I mean, like, come on, dude, you can't
That'd
get
been
cool.
but...
Exactly, man. Like, they dropped the ball on that, first of all, and second of all, just Morpheus sounds so much cooler than just PlayStation VR. Like,
yeah.
oh. But anyways, like they announced that they're going to be coming out with the PS4 Pro this holiday season, I do believe. And I mean, it's cool. It has a few upgrades in terms of specs and hardware. I don't have the list in front of me, so I'm not going to go down the list of it. But essentially, it allows for quote-unquote 4K resolution. Except it doesn't.
What do you mean, quote-unquote? What is this?
So, it's the same thing that I got on Microsoft with their Xbox One S, where there's like, oh, you know, we can do 4K. No. Actually, you're not doing 4K. You're upscaling it to look and to appear to be 4K. And Sony was like,
Gross.
Exactly. And Sony was all on their high horse. Don't worry, with our PS4 Pro, you actually will have 4K. Nope. They're upscaling too.
It's like saying you're gonna get a bigger cookie, but you just get your regular size cookie and you just spread it thinner. So you sell like a paper thin like cookie. Like, look, we have a big cookie. Like, I guess, but it's not the thickness of a big cookie. It's just a piece of paper and it's crumbling in my hands.
Size doesn't matter, Lewis. Size doesn't matter. I mean, no. But no,
like the quality of the cookie matters too.
And the girth. You can't forget the girth. I'm sorry. Let me stop. Let me stop. But yeah, and like again, kudos to Sony and Microsoft for, because like nothing is inherently wrong with upscaling. I'm just marketing buzzes. Stop calling crap true 4K when it's not true 4K. I mean, and to Sony's defense, their upscaling is only by 10%, so it's like 90% of 4K resolution, but like off by about I forget how many pixels. But they say they did this because you know, not every game is going to support 4K, so they wanted to make sure that games that basically did it they did it by virtualizing that 4K did not have performance drops, so that 10% is a way to increase or decrease as the game engine needs it to. But I mean, even then, it's not true 4K, so don't call it true 4K.
Yeah, it's cheating. It's cheating.
It is. I don't know, dude. Like, and what's really going to determine if Sony stays on top when it comes to the gaming community, the gaming market, the gaming economy, is if just how well will the Xbox One Scorpio is it Scorpio or is it Scorpio? I can't remember. I think it's Scorpio.
Yeah, I think it's Scorpio.
And I only remember that because a lot of jokes about the name Scorpio is tied to that one episode of The Simpsons when Homer gets hired by that evil genius mastermind who's bent on taking over the world with his company, Scorpio.
Simpsons did it.
Alrighty then. But, you know, and depending on how powerful Scorpio is, and Microsoft is saying, hey, don't worry, because after the PS4 Pro, 1 year later, we're going to have something that's 3 times more powerful than that. So depending on how strong it is and how powerful and how well it does will determine if the shift and gamers going towards Microsoft from Sony is going to make a big enough difference. Now, statistically speaking, Sony has already dominated the entire market for console gaming. And I highly doubt that 1 year for a new Xbox upgrade system is going to undo the massive thrashing and just ponage that Sony has claimed and taken charge of these past about 3 or 4 years, almost 5 now, I think. I don't know. So
See how like the developer community takes it.
right,
If they actually like end up using all that extra juice.
it's all about the juice, man. So what they should do is get O.J. Simpson. You know what? No. Scratch that. Not a good idea. Not a good idea at all. But
Until the Xbox can run this on Ultra. Yeah, I don't want to hear about it.
So I mean, we will see. Personally, I'm not interested one way or another aside from just covering it as news for the site and the channel, because that's what we do here at Essence of Zen. But I don't waste my time with consoles.
I'm extract that too into a soundboard. You just watch. You just watch.
So that wraps up the main core of today's main topics. I would like to note that in terms of entertainment and movie news, Joe Manganiello, I cannot say this man's last name. Joe
Manja.
It's like Manganiello or Manganiello.
Magellan. Joe Magellan. There you go.
I think
Joe
it is Magellan, like Magello. I don't freaking know, man.
It's Maganello, Magnelio. I'll have to
Magnesium.
look it up.
Magnesium Joe. I don't.
Magneto. Joe Magneto.
But no, Joe M has officially been casted as the Slade Deathstroke Wilson. For the DCEU, for the first, well, he's gonna appear in Justice League and is gonna be one of the main villains in the standalone Batman movie that's being written, produced, and directed and starred by the amazing Ben Affleck. So we'll see about that. And I would like to say, for a lot of people who only ever watch the Teen Titans cartoon, yes, Slade is Deathstroke. Slade is not a code name. Slade is his first name, Wilson is his last name, Deathstroke is his assassin alias, and torturing people mentally and physically.
Bingo is his name.
There you go, Lewis. There you go. There you go. But in torturing and physically and mentally for his opponents is basically what his game is. That's what he does, and it's cool. He's awesome. It's amazing, etc. But yeah, going on to science. Lewis, you have me questioning these few articles about dogs and children.
That was basically some researchers. They just ended up asking a few kids and a few adults if they could like match the sound recordings of like these barking dogs with like pictures of dogs and showing different types of expressions. And basically, what the researchers ended up finding out is that children under 10 are more likely to match the right sound with the right picture. So basically saying that like they could better match the emotions of a dog and better understand dogs.
That's actually extremely interesting. Like,
That is interesting, right?
this, I don't know. Have you ever watched Arthur? Like on, the Aardvark cartoon?
Long time ago.
Did you ever get to the point of the season where, Arthur's baby sister, not DW, but the baby, Kate, where she was talking with Pal? The dog?
I don't think I did.
You need to watch Arthur. Like, look, real talk. I still watch Arthur to this day. And it's amazing. Seriously, I still love that cartoon. New episodes and all. The art style's changed, but it's okay. I mean,
I guess I need to start watching it.
my point was though, like in the cartoon series, his baby sister Kate, who's an infant, has the ability to talk to animals, not like because she's special, but because in the Arthur universe, depending on how young you are, determines if you can communicate with animals. Because like the whole baby Google Gaga talk is what animals can understand, and animal barks is what babies can understand. But after you reach a certain age of like childhood, going, you lose that ability and that memory of talking to dogs.
Huh. Interesting.
So
Unless you
apparently,
just want to like pair up like young kids with like pets.
until that pet eats the let me not do vulgar violent imagery.
Until that pet's a snake or a beaver or something really exotic.
Dude, I would love to have a beaver for a pet.
Not a platypus.
Both. Like
Perry.
you beat me to it. And what was that Nickelodeon cartoon with the Angry Beavers, the two brothers?
Angry beavers.
Yeah, I can't remember the names.
Something like that, right?
Yeah. Oh, I can't remember the names, but I love that cartoon. Anyways, though, I'm curious to see as if exactly what all we can learn from this, and it may be nothing, it may be something, but above all, it's interesting and it's fun as hell to see.
Yeah, it's like a fun little weekend project. If I had a 3D printer.
Yeah. Oh, so what, the camera?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
I think it's a fun little project on the weekend for making kids talk to dogs.
Oh, I mean, yeah, that too. Just kid over to the park. Hey, look at that dog. Let's go talk to it.
Daddy, it's having white foam around his mouth. Don't worry about it. Just go talk to it. Just go. Oh! I hear one now. Careful, Lewis.
What's he saying?
I don't know. I'm not 10.
Jeez.
I wish I was 10 again. I'm getting old, Lewis.
Getting old.
Anyway, the 3D printed camera. Tell me about it.
Some dude, basically printed a camera. I think he ended up putting instructions on his website. Pull up the website. I mean, it's just kind of neat. This guy just goes ahead and shows you how to build each part. Goes in depth a little bit on how why this thing is done that way. I think the shutter is the best part.
Oh,
Just,
yeah.
That animation on his website is like,
It reminds me of like a stop animation, movie.
yeah.
Oh,
It's great.
What is
great.
funny though is in that GIF, and yes, I said GIF. You can see someone left like a fingerprint on the camera surface, and like in one of the frames, it goes away. I like things like that. Don't judge me.
It's fascinating seeing how the camera works.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Since I have the new job at my campus, I do have access to a 3D printer now, somewhat. I'm still trying to make sure I know all the permissions that I have with it. So if they don't get mad at me for using up a lot of material, I may actually try to print one of these. Oh man, look at all that math. Take those numbers. Look at that. 1 over F. Is that 1 over function or 1 over frequency? I know. I think it's 1 over focus.
But anyway.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
At the bottom of the guide puts the download files, so you could also have your own 3D printer camera. Just thought it was cool. Just wanted to share it.
Yeah. I also do like one of the comments. If I can, let me reload the comments. Because one dude was like, "Hey, please load. I'm looking like an idiot. Thank you. Hurry up. Thank you. Here you go. Full disclosure. I interned at Formlabs and used way too much of their resin making this thing. So I found that really fun and funny. We got Spider the Gamer in the chat that says the fact that the 3D camera could look like anything is cool and potentially scary. I mean, yeah, I mean they've made 3D printed guns, 3D printed blades. I think I've seen a 3D printed. They don't last that long, of course, but yeah.
3D printed 3D printers I've seen as well.
Inception. But the one thing about a 3D printed camera is, while it can technically look like anything, they can only go so small in terms of functionality because all the moving parts, the gears, the fidgety parts of it, it's kind of like still like normal technology. When you go to a certain size limit in terms of scaling it down, you're going to meet certain constraints, which means you're going to be prone to sacrifice either one thing or another until you get better technology to properly change these things. So it's completely possible in the future that we may see like nano cameras that are 3D printed, but as it stands now, let me not even say that now because people do some crazy things and they constantly just change up the game in the field. So I don't know. Also, we'll note Spider the Gamer is my brother.
I think that's it. That's all we got.
Yes, it is. So that pretty much wraps it up for the podcast today. We didn't go too far over on the stream, I don't believe. A few minutes here or there. That being said, though, I forgot what announcements I wanted to make. Anything from you, Lewis?
I'm good.
It was something project related. I know we have the soundboard started, which we'll make more public. It's already public now, but we haven't like advertised it or shared it with social media. Spider says, It's me, by the way, your handsome oldest brother. Yeah, I know it's you dingus. I love you, bro. But once we get the basic Java FX GUI started with the soundboard program, I'm going to release it to the social media platforms and let people experiment with it. I spent basically 5 hours messing around with the panel boxing for the layout, and I'm going to say this right now. If you're going to use Java FX with their XML data documents for the GUI, don't use the grid system. Go VBox. VBox is just so much more intuitive, so much more free. VBox, VirtualBox, do it. But yeah, other than that, I released code for Java, and this is basically utilizing the AWT library, which is the Advanced Window Toolkit, I think, or something like that. I don't know. That allows your Java programs to have a system notification icon in your computer's OS taskbar. So if you're on Windows, the Start taskbar and the little bottom location, bottom right. If you're on Mac, the little toolbar at the top, it'll be in there too. And you can use that as you please. I did utilize information in tutorials based on 2 main writers and programmers to make it, and I'm still trying to find those to give them credit for where credit is due. But yeah, just go check it out. It's on the github.com/Essence of Zen. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to have org or organization in there somewhere. I can't. I'll link it. The site's looking good. Another update is coming out soon. We're adding some nice color. The blog has been updated with some extra color thanks to Lewis's injection of custom CSS.
That was a fun one.
Yeah. And yeah, video wise, we're gonna have more videos coming out, guys. I am just literally swamped. I started class again. I'm doing either 16 or 17 credit hours. I got the new job, and it's really difficult. Not to mention, okay, I'm not gonna go off into a bunch of information. But yeah, we desperately need some more editors and video content creators. So if you're interested, contact me. I think that's about it, though. So yeah, we'll see you all next week, Friday, 10 o'clock Eastern Time for another episode of Essence of Zen After Dark. We'll be going live with Path of Exile Atlas of Worlds with their Essence League on Sunday, 3:30 Eastern Time in the afternoon over on beam.pro/Essence of Zen, no longer Twitch. We moved. And to announce that not only do we have the TeamSpeak server for voice, we also now have Discord as well. So just Discord app.com or .org, whatever it is, /Essence of Zen. Really simple, really easy, intuitive. Use it, do it, love it. And we'll see you in the next stream, video, or podcast.
Stay sexy.
You heard it here from Lewis. Stay sexy, my friends.